This video is by Meow. Shout out Loomis, dude. Freaking, this is Game Theory after MatPat. If you guys didn't know, freaking MatPat left Game Theory sort of recently. I think it was last year. I mean, the year just started, but he's done doing the theories. I don't know if he still makes YouTube videos. I never really even watched that channel, but that's because I'm an idiot and not a scholar. Let's see how they're doing now without their main boy. I feel like channels often struggle when the main guy leaves, right? Like freaking Smosh. I mean, they're back to normal now. When Rhett and Link broke up, yeah, I was gutted. It was a travesty. That didn't happen, but if it did...
That channels who switched their hosts after years of building rapport to audiences.
Why is this guy whispering, huh?
Huh?
Is he a real cat?
Always seem to end up falling into complete irrelevancy.
My sister had a cat that was a secret cat that she planned to just keep in her bedroom when she was still living at home and thought no one would notice. And we noticed immediately.
Fred equals Tree, Smosh, all channels that at one time sat at the absolute peak of YouTube, but quickly fell apart after the absence of their iconic hosts. Matt, Steph, and the rest of the Game Theory team are certainly aware of this, and they attempted to negate the usual knee-jerk reactions of slighted fans by slowly introducing the new host over time, cleverly before Matt announced his imminent retirement.
You clever shrew, Matt Pattington.
Smooth transition without any major drama. But taking a look at the analytics, it's a different story. If we look at the past 6 videos across the 4 tiers channels, excluding videos that have been up for less than 1 week and get an average view count, then compare it to the average of 6 videos uploaded exactly 1 year ago before Matt announced his retirement, it's pretty concerning. Game Theory, 3.3 to 1 million views. Style Theory, an average of 3.1 million, all the way down.
Dang, I didn't even know they had a third channel. I knew they had the movie one. Film Theorists, where they do the same thing but with movies. Oh, I guess they have 4. Game Theory, Movie Theory, Clothes Theory, and Food Theory. Oh, I knew it off the top of my head. God damn, I'm a big fan. I just didn't know it yet. I'm in denial.
500K, and the other channels aren't doing any better. Overall, it's a reduction.
Bro, how are we gonna theorize about goddamn everything? Some things should just be and not be questioned. Like me!
From an average of 11.5 million to 3.1 million views. An almost 4-time reduction in view count only 3 months after MatPat's retirement. I'm a big fan of all these channels, but the numbers don't lie, and I fear they illustrate the beginning of the downfall of yet another iconic channel after being acquired by a multi-million-dollar conglomerate and having its main host step down. So let's analyze why this is happening.
I mean,
how they can potentially recover,
it could just be a natural thing where the freaking host is burnt out doing it and they just want to freaking move on with their life, dude. But freaking, it could also be a signification of the company's going in the shitter. Can't work here anymore. I'm out.
Even possible at this point. But why does MatPat leaving have such a profound impact on these channels? Well, Matt's been on YouTube for a long time. Longer than many Game Theory viewers have even been alive. And we've witnessed the public perception of Game Theory and Matt himself change dramatically over the years. I think Game Theory is a staple to a lot of our childhoods, and the basic pitch of it being a way to teach intimidating concepts like physics and psychology through the lens of video games.
Yeah, like, would Mario fuck Luigi doggy style, or regular style, or sicko style, or sexy style if he was going to do that? And they're brothers. That type of stuff. We had to get to the bottom of those hypotheses.
It was a really admirable
Game Theory. Gaming's tangential learning experience.
Matt often fits the role of a teacher more than a gamer, and helped Game Theory stand out.
You gotta be forgiving to people like Brad. I forgive you.
Typically cynical and edgy gaming YouTube space at the time. But over time, how people saw MatPat started to shift, especially in the late 2010 edgy era of YouTube. I felt like the general public perception of Matt shifted to seeing him as a kind of cringy, fake corporate kind of guy, and the more far-reaching theories started to get major backlash online.
Step and said that Sam's happened to be
negative from Earthbound. I am gonna fucking break something if I hear any more of this fucking trash.
I suspect this is
Was that an actual clip? Dude, Ness and Sans are not brothers. They don't know each other.
Young fan base growing up
into creative
teenagers who saw Game Theory as childish, unlike the cool grown-up channels they like now, like Leafy is Here.
That's cool.
Started to cool down.
And lonniedos, even more cool and timeless and not banned.
Game Theory live channel. Here Matt began to post raw live streams.
Can't stop taking
dogs. To get a sense for Matt's actual personality, and he came off as a very genuine and likable person with a passion for teaching and spreading positivity. He's a rare creator that is actually wholesome, like he's never even seen porn.
I've actually never looked at porn.
Why is this in the video? I'm so confused. Why do we know this? Why is that even said? I don't believe you. You're like, how old is he? Respectfully, grow up, dude. You gotta see it. What if it changes you?
Ever, like outside of
like where? School? What do you mean, the porn shop?
Somewhat naive charm that did a lot in winning back the nostalgic old Game Theory fans. By the time we reach modern day, the general YouTube community has a deep connection and appreciation for Matt. One of his most appealing qualities.
They made an episode about how big Luigi's dong is. I imagine someone had to do the research for that, Matthew. So maybe he was going to finish with the sentence. Besides for that Luigi video where I saw a lot of it.
There's a genuine enthusiasm for the topics he covered. When he discussed stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's, although some accused him of milking the franchise, you could tell he had a genuine obsessive fixation with it, which was very enduring and relatable. Personally, his meta YouTube videos always drew me to his channel, and it's part of what inspired what I make. I think his personality brought a lot of adults to Game Theory, despite being outside its target demographic. Although at the end of the day, Game Theory is a business, and there's a huge team behind it. And as the years went on, it started to become more and more common for Matt to cover franchises clearly didn't have much familiarity with.
Are you gonna watch the Killer Monkey movie? I don't know. Is it awesome?
For the sake of covering a trending topic, for SEO reasons. And it'd sometimes come off a little forced and cynical, to be honest.
Where you meets the creepy-looking Igor and his assistant Elizabeth.
Okay, so
Whoa, how big is that? Luigi.
has been memed to death. The whole he calls Margaret Elizabeth thing. I don't know why you didn't, like, why wouldn't you proofread it and think that's not Elizabeth?
It always bugged me with film theory especially. For the most part though, film theory videos at least had some overlap with the general interests of Matt and the Game Theory audience. But when Food Theory launched in 2020, it was clearly a lot more niche.
You're telling me he doesn't like food? Fake food fan. I'm gatekeeping food. MatPat, you're a fake fooder.
Style theory even more so. Despite this clear discrepancy of audience interest, these channels still did really well, and a big reason for that was seeing Matt, who was just as clueless about cooking and fashion as the average gamer, learn about it along with the audience. Matt's personality was really the star of the show on these channels. They featured a lot of in-person segments of Matt cooking and conducting experiments on camera. His journey of learning about food and fashion became a narrative in of itself, making the content even more engaging and facilitating a greater connection between Matt and the fans.
I have a lot of food theories of my own. Remember when they had the freaking theory that Chuck E. Cheese pizza was recycled? I think that was on Shane Dawson's channel. That obviously turned out to be complete bullshit, allegedly. The Chuck E. Cheese propaganda would lead me to believe. Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy. 28 minutes? I ain't watching all that. But I will watch them address it on the news.
Finally, we do not stitch together old pizza. That's the very strange statement Chuck E. Cheese was forced to make after
Thank
a
God.
popular YouTuber's conspiracy video went viral.
There's a theory that if somebody at Chuck E.
A
Cheese
game
finished their
theory?
pizza, and there's like a few pieces left, the employee will take that to the back, pick those pieces off the tray, and form a new pizza.
The music just makes it even creepier, right? That was part of the video Shane Dawson shared with his 20 million subscribers earlier this week, attempting to investigate whether or not that chain recycles their pizza. Now, to support his issue, Dawson presented photos of mismatched slices on half and half pies, saying they appear to be randomly placed, not part of the
Bro,
same.
they're not recycled. It's just when the employees get hungry, they take a little piece and they try to make it look like a circle without it. What you don't know won't hurt you.
Same original pizza.
Daddy needs to eat.
Conspiracy theorist even claimed one of his high school friends who worked at the restaurant confirmed his suspicions. But Chuck E. Cheese is not having this, saying the leftover claims are unequivocally false. In a tweet, the chain says, in part, quote, "Our pizzas are made to order, and we prepare our dough fresh in restaurant, which means they are not always perfectly uniform in shape, but Chuck E. Cheese says they are always delicious."
And kids just keep coming back.
I don't think the kids care.
Yeah, they don't.
Parents care.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm just here for the games. Recycle me next.
Over time, Matt managed to steadily grow Game Theory and the three other channels to a cumulative 43 million subscribers, expanding the Tier's
Two
team to over a
pairs of
dozen
glasses.
people and reaching
You're
the absolute peak
goddamn
of
right.
reach. But that required insane dedication and consistency. And eventually, late last year, Matt announced he would be stepping back from the role of host of all four Tier's channels. There was a huge outpouring of support all over the internet after this, with people sharing their appreciation for the influence Game Theory had over the years and wishing Matt well as he took a more behind-the-scenes role so he could focus on family and other projects. Then after his final 10 theories,
Family
the new hosts were
theory?
welcomed with nothing but positivity. As for the new hosts, they're all better fits in theory, a film buff, a guy who can cook, and a girl that's more knowledgeable in the fashion space. Matt only ever really fit the gamer archetype, but looking back to the slipping view counts we saw earlier, the channels simply aren't performing nearly as well without Matt at the helm. So why is this?
Oh
Are the new
no.
hosts that much worse than Matt? No, honestly, I think they're perfectly fine. Have the videos decreased in quality? Well, no. In fact, they're literally the exact same. That's the biggest point. I think looking at this, you have to realize that, like I referred to earlier, Game Theory isn't just Matt. There's a huge team working together to make each video. It's a heavily collaborative process, and most of the time, Matt isn't even the one writing the words he speaks. He's more overseeing projects like a director, a role he's still filling today.
Wahoo!
Really, the only thing
How
that's
big
changed
is
is the full
Five Nights at Freddy's balls? Let's see. Game Theory puppy playtime will end sooner than you think. How did they come up with that?
Minecraft!
They probably just asked him, huh? They had a video about Brawl Stars I wanted to watch, but never got around to. Is that recent? Amanda the Adventurer, dude. All the gamers. All the damn games. Maybe I'll find it later. It seems like they still do pretty good, though. Millions. Okay. Yeah. 6 days ago, 1.5 millions fell on.
reading the scripts.
That
And those good
Pat
voices certainly
unneeded.
aren't bad, but it's clear they're no replacement for Matt. Really, no one could be.
Two
But he's not right
glasses?
away. He really is core to the channel's identity.
like your
Even earlier
style.
in its life, Game Theory did have a history of guest hosts every once in a while, and audiences like them overall. But none of their videos ever performed nearly as well or were as memorable as some of the best hosted by Matt. People stuck around because they knew MatPat would be back next week. But if Game Theory just became the Gaijin Goomba show, do you think Game Theory would have grown to the size it did? I don't think so.
I
These
don't know.
fill-in hosts were really just a little bonus to most fans, but definitely
It's not a very
actors
good
that kept coming back.
catchphrase for
When it comes to
real, because
Game
I don't know what you said, so it definitely wouldn't have caught on. That's just a theory, though. A goddamn game theory. See how that rolls off the memory?
Theory, and really every big channel, the host matters just as much as the content. MatPat's audience had a strong attachment to him, built
Please
over
forgive
years
me.
and years. Game Theory has been part of our lives since we were kids, and this nostalgic attachment is something the new hosts, despite their expertise, simply can't replicate. And trying to be another MatPat is just off-putting. Like these weird images of them recreating his iconic thinking pose, like skinwalkers or something. No, the goal shouldn't be to replace MatPat.
The MatPat Skinwalker situation is crazy. Dude, a lot of people do this pose, okay?
Recreating his iconic thinking pose, like skin.
They're thinking. Why does that guy not have real eyes and mouth? He's faking. I can tell. I'm an expert face reader. I can read his face. It's not there. Fake face, not real face.
Walkers or something. No, the goal shouldn't be to replace MatPat, but to bring their own style to the channels for the next generation. It'll take time, but I believe that the new hosts all have the charisma and natural charm to build their own unique connection with the current and future Game Theory audience. They're all likable and more than competent hosts, handpicked by Matt and Team Tourist. The challenge for the new hosts isn't just about maintaining quality and being knowledgeable in their respective fields, which they're certainly excelling at, but also about building their own unique connection with the audience, the same way MatPat did over years. Not by emulating him, but by showcasing their own unique personalities. I think people are already connecting with Santi from Food Theory, for example. He definitely has his own unique voice from that, which is on full.
I definitely am not connecting with Sanji from Food Theory, but shout out to Meow. This was a great video. Apparently it's not over for them after all. Apparently it's not all over for Game Theory, dude. Which is, I'm pretty neutral on the subject, to be honest, but do you guys watch them?